Hello everyone, my name is Juan, and this time I will explain about organizational learning in this video entitled Organizational Learning as Innovation of Business Knowledge for the subject of Program Management in Mixed Mode. So let's start. The objective of this work is to place the importance of organizational learning as an innovation in the transmission of knowledge in current and modern contexts through a digital presentation in video format. Before starting the presentation, I would like to start by entering the following words to reflect. The ability to learn faster than competitors may be the only sustainable competitive advantage, because success is in learning everything. In recent years, knowledge management has occupied the interest of researchers, managers of companies, institutions, and organizations. The present work will take into account different concepts and sections, starting with what is learning, the definition of AO, definition of authors, features, methodology, advantage, and summary. It is important to define what learning is. Learning is related to the mechanisms of assimilation and internalization of the information that is communicated, transmitted, and shared. That is why we cannot talk about knowledge transfer without it happening in individual learning process together with organization.
That said, we will define what is organizational learning. Organizational learning is a process that improves the actions of the organization through the development of new knowledge and skills. The culture developed in an organization can facilitate or obstruct organizational learning. Thus, there are companies that are constantly growing, and this is because they are organizations that learn permanently. On the other hand, companies that fail are those that have failed to develop a culture of learning.
Two of the most important contributors to the theory of organizational learning have been Chris Argyll and Donald Chunch, who defined the AO as a product of organizational research. This means that whenever the expert results differ from the actual results, an individual or group will conduct an investigation to understand and resolve this inconsistency. Features learning includes complex relationship between individuals, groups, and organization units. Guided learning and development strategies facilitate the selection, absorption, and assimilation of knowledge. In the process of organizational research, the subject will interact with others, organization members, and learning will take place. Learn is therefore a direct product of interaction.
Types of learning. Argyll and Sean identified three levels of learning that may be present in the organization. Single loop learning. It consists of a feedback loop when the strategy is modified in response to an unexpected result, error connection. For example, when sales are low, marketing managers investigate the cause and modify the strategy to try to redirect sales.
Dual circuit learning. Learning results in a change in the theory news. The values, strategies, and assumptions that govern the action are changed to create a more efficient environment. In the previous example, managers could rethink the entire marketing or sales process so that there are not or less fluctuations in the future.
Deuteral learning. Learn to improve the learning system itself. This is composed of structural and behavioral components that determine how learning is carried out. Essentially, deuteral learning is learning to learn. Therefore, effective learning must include all three, improving the organization at all levels.
The methodology consists in the influence of leaders and managers is key to promoting organizational learning by motivating to share knowledge with the rest of the organization through internal training, deliberate rotation that generates an environment in which the good ideas of employers are taken into account and they are rewarded.
An agile organizational structure based on communication, information, continuous dialogue, and an approach based on the use of existing capacities and opportunities is needed. Workers themselves must show willingness to learn. Learning many times involves changing the way things are done.
All members of the organization must be willing to identify errors. Usually mistakes of their own are hidden so as not to recognize failure and can create complication in the future. And finally, it is necessary to have control mechanisms to measure the performance of the organization. In this way, we can know what is working well, what is not doing, and propose solutions and execute them.
Advantage. Clearly, promoting organizational learning provides companies with a competitive advantage over the competition by gaining flexibility and agility in generating innovations. This advantage leads to an improvement in productivity that will increase profits. They also stimulate the sense of shared responsibility, trust, creativity, flexibility, commitment, and the sense of belonging.
They define institutional objectives that integrate the learning of all its members through the use of knowledge and skills to learn from the others and develop new opportunities for their benefit and organization. The continuous improvement that this methodology implies needs an improvement in the quality of the service provided to the client, increasing their satisfaction.
In summary, learning is the key to the absorption and transmission of knowledge. It is a continuous process that resides in individuals and in the transfer of knowledge from internal and external sources. It facilitates communication, collaboration, and alliances through the dynamics of socialization that can be established as a part of the context of learning. In addition to that, it is a complex mechanism, which often results in the establishment of interpretations of past events, rather than the events themselves can take place at three different levels. Remember that organizational research takes place in accordance with the theory in use, not with the theory set forth.
The developed learning process within the organization implies not only the commitment of the leader, but a strong conviction to overcome any challenge. The long-term results will indicate that it's on the path of sustainability and growth. The effort will have been worthwhile. And you're on the path, I invite you to put into practice. Share your experience and opinions in the comment box. Thanks for watching and see you next time.